YouTube, how are ya? I'm back with another 7-round NFL mock draft. This one's for the New Orleans Saints. Good year for them. They got to step it up on defense a little bit to get to that Super Bowl. Let's see if they can do it. I think they have the ability to do it in this draft. They have been missing on some free agents though, so they gotta do well in this draft. They probably won the draft last year, I'd say. They did very well. Kamara, Marcus Williams, they got more than that, but those two guys I had as first round talents pre-draft. They went out and got those guys. Very impressive. So they have the ability to do it again. Really, really build this team. Those guys were a big part of why they were so good last year. So on to the first round here. I got them going Taven Bryan, defense lineman from Florida. I think they're going to go D-line. They've been trying to get a guy like Muhammad Wilkerson and Ndamukong Suh. They can still get Suh at this point of recording. At the time of recording this video, visit with Ndamukong Suh. He's supposed to take other visits though. But Taven Bryan is, I think I like him more as a 3-4 DN, but he can play 4-3 D tackle for the Saints. Muhammad Wilkerson, same situation. Mainly a 3-4 D end, but could be a 4-3 D tackle. Pretty athletic. Same with Taven Bryan. I think they'll like him is my point, and I think he's worthy of the pick. I think they'll very much like him. So look out for him being the pick. Something interesting. The Saints, they like Baker Mayfield. They met with him several times, and they were serious meetings. Like literally just testing him, having him draw plays, and I think they like him. I think they really like him. I think they would have to, obviously they have to trade up for him. They didn't do a trade in this draft. I think they're going to need to find the quarterback of the future. They're not going to need to mess around with backups or anything. Obviously, he'd be the backup to Breeze, but they're not going to mess around with mid to late round picks. So I did not have him going quarterback in this draft. I think they need to go big or go home with that quarterback situation. So look out for them trading up for Baker Mayfield. If I had to vote, which one are they going to trade up or are they not? What is my vote? Wouldn't be bad if they did it, but since they're missing on some free agents, they have got some too. But I think they need to keep their picks. How well they did later in or middle of the draft last year. Trust your process there. I mean, if their decision is to go get Baker Mayfield, I trust them. Definitely trust the Saints. They're a good club. So it's a team to look out for. That's for sure. But Taven Bryan in the first. I don't have a second, then in the third, Mark Andrews, tight end from Oklahoma. I think they will like Mark Andrews. I think he'll fit the Saints nicely. Could possibly go in the second, but could go to the third. Team's worried about his blocking, but I think he can adapt to that. Yeah, I know they'll like him because he can fit. Look out for Dallas Goedert in the first, another guy to look out for there for the Saints. But missed on Jimmy Graham, so they're looking for a tight end. Maybe they try to trade in the second and grab one. We will see. Fourth round, Jeff Holland, edge rusher from Auburn. I think they need another edge rusher. Maybe he doesn't start right away, but could take that Okafor spot. Possibly he's a good edge rusher. People believe he can play 3-4 outside linebacker. I like him much more on the end there for the Saints. So they really can build up this D-line very well here in this draft. So he could go third, but I think fourth is more of his range. Good football player. Fifth round, Cedric Wilson, wide receiver, Boise State. Could possibly get a receiver earlier in this. Need another one. Another starter, really, but I think they need defense more. But they have Ginn as their second receiver now, so they'll be okay. But Cedric Wilson, I think they'll like long receiver that can go deep. He really can do everything. Go deep, cover the middle of the field. Very athletic. He possibly go to round 5. He's been getting a lot of buzz. But he can go earlier than round 5. But I got him in that 4 or 5 range. I know the Saints will like him. Pretty easy to find those guys that the Saints will like, in my opinion, but we will see. Another fifth rounder, Jannard Avery, linebacker from Memphis, underrated guy. We've seen this guy. I mean, he's a linebacker. We've seen him play inside. We've seen him play outside, rush the passer. Very underrated. This guy can play. I think the Saints can use that type of guy. They can use the guy who can play outside linebacker for them, inside linebacker for him. I like him a lot. Better in a fifth rounder, but I think that's where he'll go. Impressive with the combine as well. So I like Avery. Guy to watch out for sure. Talk about like Tremaine Edmonds. He can do multiple things. He's a top draft pick. Obviously, Tremaine Edmonds I think is better than Avery, but a guy that does multiple things is impressive. Sixth round, Kendrick Norton, D tackle, Miami. Another D tackle. Very important for the Saints. They're looking for him in free agency. Maybe they land one soon. But I like Norton as a rotational guy, but he has the ability to play early on in his career. Maybe even start further down the road, but not too far down the road. Good player from Miami. That whole D-line is pretty darn good from Miami. Another sixth rounder, Christian Campbell, corner from Penn State. Another underrated guy, a long corner, good play on the ball. He can go as early as the fifth, but I think he'll go around the sixth. Some Penn State DBs should go late in day 3. Could go a little earlier on day 3 too, but they're pretty good. They could use a future starter opposite of Lattimore. They got Patrick Robinson, but he is going to be the slot corner. That's what he was on the Eagles. He's a good slot corner. But Campbell and Lattimore there, but they have Crawley at the moment, so Campbell could be a future guy, but could get on the field early on here in year 1. And on to the last pick, Quadre Henderson, wide receiver, Pittsburgh. Guy viewed as like a 5th rounder, maybe 6th. Not a great combine, but shifty. He's better on the football field, so I still think he gets drafted. They could use another guy like this. They replace in the slot. I think they definitely could use wide receiver depth, similar to the Falcons. Like they have that legit like number 1, and then they got a solid number 2. But after that, they need some depth. But at the same time, you want to get guys that can play right away. So it makes sense to me to grab 1 or 2, at least 1 here. Grab 2. So that's why I had them going with them in the 7th. But yeah, look out for the Saints. I think they really like Baker Mayfield. That's a smoke stream. Maybe they want to trade out for another quarterback. But missing on some free agents in important needed positions. Maybe they stay put. Trust their drafting process because they did so well last year. Very impressive what they did last year. So there's a big reason why they were so good. So let's see if they do it again, take that next step up, and compete with the Eagles and the Vikings and these other. The NFC is so good. But see what they can do. That'll do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out our other coverage. We got plenty more to come. That'll do it. Goodbye.